And welcome to The Nest. It's our look at all things social media with our friends at Big Wing Interactive. Dave Morris, just happy to be sitting with the cool kids for once here in this studio. Honored that they invited me in for this edition of The Nest. And guys, it's been a while since we actually taped The Nest, so it's time to catch up. And let me deal in our guests here. We on the far end from Big Wing, we have rock star Kellen McGugan.
Hello. Good morning.
World traveler Sarah Hoffman.
Hello.
And lots of M's right here. Melissa Meganson, marketing manager at Tailwind.
Correct. Yeah.
Great to meet you. Thanks for coming into the studio.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here.
Well, we have a lot to talk about because a few weeks ago, these guys went to a social media conference in one of my favorite cities, San Diego, which is a fantastic place.
Beautiful.
Something not to love.
You know, a lot of times you go to a conference and it may just be a conference center or some ballroom suite at a hotel and you know, you have a, but we have images that they have provided from this conference in San Diego that just makes you think they went to Top Gun school. But you guys are just walking around wearing aviators the whole time.
Oh yeah, we did the whole Top Gun tour, went to the Kansas City barbecue.
Yeah, we went to Kansas City barbecue. That was a lot of fun, and we also actually.
I mean, look at these photos. These are fantastic.
Yeah.
That's the opening night party on the Midway, the USS Midway, the aircraft carrier. They rent it out for these events, and it was so fun because we got to test all of the aircraft and the simulators.
Yeah, they had a bunch of flight simulators.
What do you
However,
mean, what do you
drinking and
mean you
simulators-
tested the aircraft?
Okay, they allow you
Got the takeoff,
to
yeah.
they allow you to test these simulators, but like when you're drinking and flipping around, it's not the best combination
Gotcha.
ever.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. So that was interesting. It was a lot bigger inside than I thought it was going to be.
yeah,
Well, it
it
looks
was
like
fun.
there's a pretty big conference. There's a lot of people in this photo.
Yes. Yeah. I mean,
It was like
how many?
3,000 or so
Yeah.
every year. This is the annual conference for Social Media Examiner, and it happens once a year in the same location in San Diego. At the
Always in San
convention.
Diego.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
right. Social Media Marketing World 2017, right?
Yes,
Correct.
it's my second year. Melissa, it's your.
It's my second year to attend, third year to actually go.
Gotcha.
Nice. And it's
I've
year number
crashed
one for me.
before.
I was the rookie.
Yes.
All right, very cool. We should say that we have two people here from Big Wing, one from Tailwind, and you guys were sponsors of one of the parties, right?
Correct. Yeah, we had a party on, I believe that was the
Seaport
Thursday night.
Night one, night one technically, or night two, something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
It happened.
Yeah.
There was a party. It was fun at Seaport Village at the Harbor House restaurant. It was a lot of fun. They let us rent out their entire patio, and we had a buffet, drinks. We had a photo contest that you guys were way in the running,
Yeah.
way up there
Yeah.
for our winners. We were like, we can't just give it to the people from Oklahoma City.
Yeah, it's true. We
No.
almost won. We
Kinda
thought we
could've.
did good. Yeah.
We could
I
have.
know, we really wanted those Snapchat goggles, just saying.
We got really clever with like the
Maybe
Run the
next
Jewels
time.
thing, so you know it's pretty fun.
Yeah, it was a great photo. We were all just like, man,
It's a good looking
if
photo.
only
you're
they
right.
weren't from Oklahoma.
Tell us about Tailwind.
So Tailwind is a Pinterest and Instagram marketing suite.
Okay.
So we do analytics and scheduling for both platforms, and we are partnered with both platforms. So we are both a Pinterest marketing developer partner and a Instagram business partner.
Very cool. And I believe one of our former colleagues here, David Christopher, is now with Tailwind.
Right, he's now our marketing director over at
Okay.
Tailwind, and we have so much fun. It's nice to have
He's hard to get along with.
Yeah.
It's
It's
a
his
British accent.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. It's the worst.
He's
Yeah.
actually one of those people, and not just to get onto the British accent, but he's just one of those people you just want to listen to.
Right.
Always.
Because he's got the accent, but also he knows what he's talking about.
Oh, yeah.
And he'll be
He's a great
presenting
speaker.
next month at Ad Club's luncheon, so
Oh,
we'll
very
get a
cool.
chance to hear David Christopher speak again next month.
Good tease right there. People can find more information at Tailwind.
Tailwindapp.app.com.
All right, very good. On the Big Wing side of things, why were you guys in San Diego at this conference?
Well, because it was in San Diego. I mean,
Yeah.
I asked my boss, out of all the places we could have a conference.
enough.
No,
Good
but
excuse.
it is the largest social media conference in the world.
Okay.
Social Media Examiner puts it on every single year. It's such a blast, and it's really nice to be involved in a community of other like-minded people, other crazy people
Yeah.
that make their careers out of social media. So it's really comforting and nice to network with them. And the presenters are just top-notch. It's a really great experience. What about you, Ken? It was your first year.
Yeah, my first year. I mean, the original reason I really wanted to go, it was all of these social media marketing celebrities per se. They were all going to be there. I mean, John Loomer was a big one. Larry Kim was another one that I had wanted to see. I had seen him at Confluence Conference. Tickets on sale now. And he was really, really great to see again. He changed up what he did from Confluence a little bit, and it was just really entertaining to see all of those people speaking in front of thousands of people and just sharing a lot of their knowledge, which is really unique and really special.
Confluence is a local social media conference that these guys host. it's really just a fire hose of information when you go to that conference.
True.
I'm sure in San Diego it's even more. So what were some of the most discussed topics?
Well, I think one of the most underlying tones or themes of the entire conference was a really simple concept of quality over quantity. And I've been preaching about that for years in all of my marketing campaigns.
You're like, finally!
Finally,
That's
someone's
what I've been saying.
listening. Exactly. And so you don't need to bombard your audience with mediocre content. You want to make sure the content that you promote and that you push is going to resonate with them, that it's going to be something they're going to remember. You want to delight them and excite them and not just post all this boring stuff. Make sure what you post actually has some meaning behind it. People are going to remember it.
So on our Instagram, you mentioned Tailwind with Instagram. For example, that might be instead of just blasting out a dozen Instagram messages or images per day, maybe it's a little more focused and
Right.
hey, here's our message, here's what's on point.
Yeah, and that's where
quality.
scheduling really helps, and that was talked about at the conference, how you can plan things ahead of time, really have a strategy and a plan going into it, where you have the right hashtags, you have the right image, you're posting at the right times, because all those things play into account, especially with the algorithm changes, how no longer you can just throw things at the wall and see what sticks.
Right.
You have to
There's
actually
a lot of noise.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah,
of
it's
And you
cutting
have
down on that
to,
noise.
have great creative to break through that noise. And Mike Stelzner, he's the CEO and founder of Social Media Examiner. And during one of his keynotes, he mentioned that you don't need to overcompensate for the lack of organic reach. Right now, meaning there is probably less than 2% of people that actually see your content in the newsfeed these days because the newsfeed is so busy.
So much coming through, you're probably going to miss a lot of it.
Yes,
Correct.
so
Or
instead,
could miss a lot of it.
he suggested you want to post maybe 2 to 4 times a day. And I really like that he actually gave an actual number, because usually we're always confused about how much do we post? What is the actual
Right.
magic? What's the sweet spot? We don't know, but he says you don't have to overcompensate with a lot of crap content. You want to make sure you post stuff that is actually going to be remembered, and so you don't need to post as often.
It does seem, and I don't know if this is exactly what you're talking about, it does seem on Twitter these days there's so much, in case you missed it,
Right.
they post one time in the morning and then there's 8 more in case you missed it, repost throughout the day. Perhaps dial that back a little bit.
Which, if you think about it from the viewpoint of those platforms like Facebook, like Twitter, like Instagram, they want to keep people coming back. And so they don't want to just, throw everything at you. They want to make sure that you're getting the best experience on their platform as a consumer as you possibly can, because they want people to continue to use it and continue
Sure.
to share things on there.
You were talking presenters. Let's get back to that in a second.
Yes.
For a second. Who inspired you? Who did you remember as like, oh, that was really good. That
Again,
person was really good.
Well, I have to throw it out to Larry Kim.
Okay.
I thought.
So what was Larry saying?
Larry was saying, okay, so his whole thing was about promoting your content unicorns with only $50 on Facebook. And so basically the whole thing about it was promoting your absolute best content, putting out content and seeing what works, getting rid of the content that doesn't work. So like cycling that out of the in case you miss it kind of post, sort of things like that. And then the content that is doing well, that's the only content that you put a little bit of money behind. So instead of putting $1,000 behind 15 certain things, you pick 1 or 2 things that are doing really, really well organically and getting that engagement. Then you put just a little bit of money behind it and you watch it kind of grow, because that engagement will up the relevancy score, and then that will bring the cost per engagement down. And so getting those engagements, those shares, those comments, getting people talking about that content is really super key to kind of nurturing your unicorn and nurturing your audience. So that way, when you get all of that engagement, you can actually retarget them again using cookies and stuff like that on your website. And so you're able to reach potential customers again and again and again, and really narrow down your audience, kind of focusing in like that. So that's why I liked Larry's speech the most.
Sarah, who did you hear that you liked?
Well, this is my second year to hear John Loomer, and he is just he's the king of Facebook advertising, and he's one of my big social media celebrity idols. I love him. He has a really wonderful blog, and he, just like with my marketing strategy, we have a very similar approach by using custom tailored audiences. So I think it's really important to maximize Facebook's sophisticated tools and use custom audience targeting, like lookalike audiences, website custom audiences, engagement audiences.
Wait a minute, what's a lookalike type audience?
Good question. So when you're building a Facebook ad, you can create a seed audience or just any custom audience. You can do it behavioral based, so based off of interests, buying habits, any type of location or other demographics, or you can create an audience of people who have visited a website, for example, any landing page on a site. And so a lookalike audience is basically a clone of that seed custom audience. So Facebook is basically expanding your custom audience and finding other people and optimizing for similarity and reach. So you're basically just cloning your lookalike audiences and reaching more and more people that are actually more relevant. So it's something that I really think is very powerful for every advertising strategy on Facebook. And I think that Jon Loomer has really great split test results, and he experiments a lot, and his blog is something that we follow on a daily basis.
Sounds like it's not just some vagary happening at this conference, but here's some actual points that you
Yes.
can take away.
Yes.
Big takeaways,
His
yeah.
Presentation was very analytical, but it also gave us a lot of confidence that what we're doing here at Big Wing is right on track, and we are just as sophisticated as some of these big giant marketing influencers
But
are.
also, it was comforting to know that maybe we don't know every single thing out there, and so we were actually able to take something away and learn something. Because that was the whole point of going in the first place, is to learn. And the fact that I was able to learn a few things from people like Jon Loomer, like Larry Kim, like Mary Smith, was really powerful and really important as we continue to grow, not only as Big Wing, but as individual marketers.
And Big Wing, you guys work a lot with B2B and B2C,
Yes.
so I assume that this is one of the reasons you go to this, is the ongoing education to really solidify your expertise.
Correct. Yeah, we want to be able to give the absolute best to everyone that chooses to work with us, no matter what they do. So if we can go and learn and kind of be a sponge in that giant sea of knowledge that is social media marketing world, we can hopefully bring big returns to a lot of our customers.
Education is one of our core values here at Big Wing, and we're grateful that we have a leadership team that allows us to attend conferences like this because they're fun and extremely informational, and we learn and gain so much from it.
Yep.
Gotta admit, I've been on a few client calls with Big Wing, and again, it's not just a vague, hey, I'll get back to you with an answer. It's no, here's a tool that works, and here's why it works for you, because I've used this in other examples.
Yep.
So kudos to you guys. Back to you, Melissa, real fast. Who did you hear? What topics were you picking up on? What were you going out there for thinking, hey, I really want to hear from this person, I want to learn more about this?
Sure.
What were your takeaways?
One of the ones that really stuck out to me was Rebecca Radice, and I've worked with her in the past. She's an amazing woman to work with, and she has so much knowledge. And because she was speaking on visual marketing and visual tools, and because I work for a visual marketing tool, it was kind of a perfect thing for me to go see. And one of the things that she said that I absolutely loved was go in to social media and visual marketing thinking about designing an experience and not selling. So you're going in, you're trying to educate, like you guys were saying. You're trying to pull people in using more natural techniques and not just throwing things at the wall.
You could apply that in so many different ways in life, such as Mother's Day, which comes up this weekend. Instead of just throwing things at the wall, buying gifts, create an experience.
Right.
So that's kind of a loose analogy, if you will, of what you're getting at there, is create the experience that the client or the business benefits from versus just
Point out that BarkPost has, I always talk about BarkPost on the Nest, I don't know why, I love it. They have a dog mom video, it's amazing. So just, if you're not a mother even, they still have great content for non-mothers or dog mothers, which I am.
So your dog
It's
is
amazing.
you on
It's a
Mother's
rap
Day,
video
yeah.
of dog moms. It's, check
So
it out.
Yeah, if you have a pet, you're a
who would
mom.
want to check that out, though?
Yeah.
Before we get too off track here into the pet segment, which I could certainly go with.
Yeah.
Speaking of those, but the conference there. So what did you guys gain that perhaps you're going to bring back to the table with Tailwind and with Big Wing? We'll start with Tailwind. You mentioned Rebecca's stuff that you gleaned some information from there, but it's a big conference.
Yeah, it was a very big conference. One of the things that really stuck out to me as interesting that a social media conference would talk about is how social media is a rented space.
What does that
I
mean?
heard that mentioned a few times.
Yeah, it was really interesting. It's an interesting concept because you are relying on another tool, another platform to show your content, to get it in front of other people. Things change, algorithms change.
I was about to say, so is that like me in the video space, here's what's going to work, Facebook video, and then boom, the algorithm changes
Right.
and suddenly the audience shifts as well.
Well, even within Facebook Live videos, those have changed since they first came out. When they wanted to get it in front of people right away is when it came out. So they were saying, hey, this person's live, go watch. But now it's a little bit more nuanced.
That's right, we were all getting bombarded with, hey, Dave's live.
Oh yes, I was.
No one cares, you know.
Yeah, so they've started refining that back, and you can't rely on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, all of those to do the work for you. you have to put in the work both on your website and up front by creating that great content that people want to share and that they want to look at. That quality over quantity and the rented space, those two things go together really well and really interestingly with social media.
That makes sense. Any new tools that you guys heard of that you might be interested in trying out, either here or for clients?
Hey Orca.
Hey Orca's a really big one. So
Hey Orca,
Sarah,
what is
Sarah
Hey Orca?
can explain. Okay.
Well, I love their logo.
You're right.
But they are I like to, I guess, describe it as a feedback or a, I guess, peer review tool that you can use for social media. It's a platform that integrates with Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, I believe. And what you can do is it has a dashboard, and you'll upload all of your scheduled posts for the week, and you can send it to clients so clients can review your posts and make sure that it's what they want. They can add comments, changes, feedback, anything like that. So it's really nice to have the customer first and be able to have them invested in the process and have some kind of say in what content gets published on their pages if they want to be part of the review process.
Yeah, the cool thing about it is you're not sending 1 million emails to a client just being like, how's this? Okay, how about this? Okay, so you made these changes, how about this? And just going on down the line. Whereas with Hey Orca, you have this platform where they can go in and make the edits or make suggestions for the edits, and then you edit, and then they can just keep it open at all times, and then they see the edits and everything's good. Doesn't bog down your email. It's I think it strengthens the bond between client and customer, or client and marketer, and so that way it kind of makes that easier.
Yeah, the feedback pipeline sometimes just gets overwhelming.
Doesn't it?
It actually limits how much feedback they can provide, and you can have different rounds of edits. So that's kind of nice. Like
That is
it's
kinda
not
nice.
too involved, but it's just involved enough. And then, a recurring theme across the conference was the rise of video, and there are some really wonderful tools out there like Lumiere and Emoto that can help you make videos, really cost effectively. You can do them
Just
on your
from your
iPhone.
phone, yeah.
Cool.
And right now, not having a video component into your social media strategy, it's going to be soon considered to be antiquated or old-fashioned. So you have to have video, and Facebook's algorithms are fueled by video, and so it's a no-brainer that you want to take advantage of video in all of your social media content.
A couple other tools you guys gave me as far as notes goes: Animoto and Lumiere.
Yes.
Lumiere, Lumyer.
Okay.
And then my big tool was actually Tailwind. Because I've been curious
Nicely
about
done,
it.
Kelly.
Yeah, thank you.
She's
Thank
still
you.
here.
I'll pay you later.
Yeah, all right. Well, because I've always been curious about it because, when David Christopher went, that initially sparked my curiosity. I never got around to using it, but I wanted to because I wanted to learn more about Pinterest because it's a platform that I'm familiar with. I have a Pinterest and everything like that, but I don't think I'm doing it as good as I could be. And so I started talking to Melissa about it at the party in San Diego, and she's like, well, when we get back, why don't we just schedule a meetup to where I can just take you through the tool and everything like that? And I said, okay, fine. And we sat down with it, and there were so many cool things you could do that made Pinterest make a lot more sense to me. And Instagram, it made Instagram more of an experience than just throwing stuff at the wall, like she said. Even that tool, what is it, the 9Grid?
Yeah, the 9Grid preview. So you
The
can
9Grid.
make sure it
Yeah,
looks
so
okay.
that way when someone goes to your Instagram page and then it's just the 3 picture blocks, it's like everything can look pretty and beautiful like that before you send it out. And I just thought it was really cool. And the hashtag finder that
that's
they
nice.
Just released
yeah,
this week.
Just released this
What
week.
is that?
So a lot of people were having issues finding relevant hashtags that would drive traffic for them.
Okay. On
And so,
Instagram?
right, on
Okay.
Instagram. And so now with Tailwind, you can type in a hashtag and we'll recommend hashtags for you. So we have 3 different categories
That's very
in there.
handy.
Yeah, so you can find competitive ones. Those are the ones like hashtag cute, hashtag love, those big ones that have a ton of traffic that you might get drowned out in, but you also could be discovered in. And then there's good and great, which are ones that are a little bit more niche, a little bit more related. So for us, we use social media marketing a lot, and it'll suggest online marketing or digital marketing, things like that, things related that people are searching for, and it's just a really amazing collection that you can put together in seconds.
All right, we're chatting with our friends from Big Wing and Tailwind. Here it is Nest, the May edition, if you will. Let's speed this up with a little roundtable action. 3 things you guys, or just a handful of things you guys took away from San Diego. Melissa? Just
Live
put you on the
video.
spot.
Again.
All about live video.
Live video via your phone, or?
Oh yeah, via the phone.
Okay.
At Tailwind, we use a product called OBS, Open Broadcast System, which is free and really pretty easy to use. And you can
Tell me more.
You can use Facebook Live or Periscope or any streaming tool really,
Okay.
and have the video go through your computer so you can then do a screen share, which is one thing that is missing for a lot of people on Facebook Live. And so just yesterday I did a live demo on Facebook Live with David Christopher about our new hashtag finder tool. And OBS was the system that made it possible.
Oh, very cool. I need to check that out myself. Sarah, takeaways.
I think that the art of storytelling is still so very much alive and still so important in all of your marketing strategies. And you want to be able to connect with your audience on a personal level. And you can do that with video because that triggers an emotional investment and some type of relationship with your customer. And ways you can do that are by having really great creative. Having really stunning visuals are really integral into your marketing strategy. And I also think that custom audiences are just my bread and butter. I love using custom audiences. I use them in every single campaign. And as John Loomer says, you want to pay the least amount of money for the highest quality fans, period. And I completely agree with that.
Makes business sense.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Kellen, some takeaways?
My biggest one is content is still king. Great content. You have to have great content at all times. You have to be able and willing to spend that extra time to make the great content, to go the extra mile for your business. And also, one of my biggest takeaways was there is no magic potion for Facebook advertising or marketing in general. There's not, there's nothing super special or some secret trick or hack that you could do that will make all of your stuff amazing and will make you $1 million space bucks. You have to kind of really experiment, and you have to earn those great results through constant retooling and retinkering of all of your work, and just really diving deep and figuring out who you really want to talk to and kind of tailoring your content around that.
Isn't it interesting that no matter what, how a media platform changes from print to digital or whatever, it still comes back to storytelling and content.
Yep.
Always.
Yep. At the end of the day, it always comes back to great content. You have to make something memorable. You have to make something, especially in these days when the internet is mostly done on mobile, you have to make thumb-stopping content, is what they call it.
Thumb-stopping content.
Yeah.
That's really good. I like
He's
that.
mentioned thumb-stopping. He mentioned unicorns. You mentioned something else.
Space.
A lot of
What was the space
Space
thing?
Oh,
Bucks.
space bucks. That's just a personal thing. But hey, man, hot words, buzzwords. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
That's great.
See what I mean by the cool kids? You can learn more at bigwing.com, Tailwind app
Yep.
as well. If you want to catch up on all things Big Wing and Tailwind. You mentioned the blog as well, which can be found on bigwing.com.
Yep,
correct?
bigwing.com. Pomeranians on my mind always.
Yeah.
Bigwing.com/blog.
And like I said, the rock star over here, Kellen World Peace
Yes.
on Twitter.
Yeah, Kellen World Peace on Twitter.
Serendipity on
Yes,
Twitter.
on all the things, and just serendipity on all of
Melissa,
it.
yours is?
At Melmeg, but I don't tweet a lot. So check out at Tailwind app
There you go.
instead.
It's a good plug. And of course, more nests can be found on bigwing.com as well. Guys, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you,
Thank
Dave.
you.
We appreciate it too.